Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and we're back in the TIMI version of PUBG Mobile today. So my character is falling asleep, we can't have that. Instead, let's go ahead and check out the awesome graphics of the TIMI version. So for those of you who don't know, there are two versions of PUBG Mobile over in China. They're both PUBG Mobile, but they're made by different studios. So one of them is made by Lightspeed and Quantum, which is more like the PC version and the global version we're used to. And then there's also a TIMI version, which has some like monster trucks and holograms and I don't know, claymore mines and riot shields and some, I guess, stuff that's not as realistic. So basically, that is this version. So that's why it looks a little bit different. And in part one, if you haven't seen part one, I'll try to include a link in the video description down below. But part one, basically, I talked about the shooting range and the track, so the vehicle, and we also boated around the island. So in that video, we were talking about those aspects of training mode and why I think that training mode in the TIMI version is just a much better experience overall than training mode on the global or Quantum and Lightspeed version. So in this video, we're going to continue looking at training mode. We're going to be looking up to the north of the main shooting range at this collection of compounds. So this is a small town almost, and it actually has items that spawn in it. So what's interesting about this is, like I was mentioning in the other version, you can see there's also glass in the windows, of course. There you go, and you can see how it shatters as we break through. There is a stock for a micro Uzi. So this is a scrimmage town. So that's my understanding, at least, is this is a town where you can actually scrimmage with your friends. So if you queue up together, you can practice peeking buildings, practice pushing, and it's just a whole lot of fun. Like I said, you can take damage, you can actually die, but then you just respawn if you do. So I think if we jump off of here, for example, you'll see I'll take quite a bit of damage. Yep, there you go. So this is basically your practice town. So instead of practicing in like a custom room, you can practice in here. So I didn't set this up for claw, so obviously there you go, glass in the windows again. Hoping this comes to the global version eventually. If you shoot it, you can see the glass also breaks. Look at that, it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is, like I said, you're in training mode, so there's no rank to gain or lose through doing this. But you can see that actually the ammo, there's 100 of each, so that's not very realistic. This almost looks like item heaven as far as the loot spawn. But I didn't set this up, like I said, for claw grip. So basically, there's a motorcycle helmet level 1. So we're just gonna fumble our way around here. There's a shotgun, ton of shotgun shells, a UMP. Maybe we'll trade that out for the shotgun. No, we'll trade out for a second pistol. So like I said, this is an entire collection of buildings. So you have sniper towers. You have, here's a warehouse. Let's run over there and take a look at that. We'll just run through the town real quick. Just get a idea of what it's all about. We have frozen. Oh no, must have tapped the screen somewhere. There we go. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And like I said, you know, there's no shame in dying here. You can practice if you want to, you know, push angles here. If you want to, you know, try to shoot across, you know, peek corners and stuff, or climb up and try to find some crazy location where you could, you know, maybe in these warehouses you could jump up to here and then go prone or something, and then, you know, your friend comes in the warehouse and you can spray him down. Who knows? But it's just a way to get familiar with the game in an environment where you're not punished if you die. So like I said, there's no no ranking to gain or lose. You can set up your own, you know, sort of custom match almost in here. Like if you want, you know, multiple teams to queue together. I'm not entirely sure how all that works, just because I can't read it. So if you guys understand that better than I do, maybe you should let us know in the comments down below. That way you can help each other out. But here is a VSS, so maybe we'll grab that instead of the UMP. So you can see that there are grenades here. So we've got smoke grenades. Here's a frag grenade. So, you know, if we wanted to vault out of this window, you can see we have a collection of different types of buildings. This is one of those 2 stories that has the little balcony on it. This is a 1 story with the little window on the top. So a lot of people don't realize that, but you can actually climb up here and then you can actually ADS out of the window. So, or actually in this version, in the TIMI version, you can't you can't prone first, otherwise, or crouch rather. I don't think you can jump through this window, right? No. But if you are just standing up, you can shoot through it. So in the global version, you have to be prone in order to shoot through it. So here's one of those 2-story houses, very common. Again, you can see we have glass and all that fun stuff. There's some 5.56 for us. There's a cheat pad for the VSS. There's an extended magazine for. Now, because this is a DMR, I think it can take extended mags. Yeah, it can take an extended mag even though it's an extended mag for a AR. So here's another one of those types of buildings. There's one of those little sheds or shacks. That's pretty neat. Take a look over there. Yeah, overall, just like I said, a pretty cool little town here. And I said there's no disadvantage to really practicing here. You can practice if you wanted to do something like throw a grenade through that window. That was a terrible throw. You can see perhaps we need to practice that. So let's see if we can find another grenade and maybe do it a little bit better. There's a half grip. There's another smoke grenade. Okay. So I don't have auto pickup. I don't have anything enabled. So there's a frag grenade. You can see the smoke grenade's doing a great job of smoking outside the building. But what if we wanted to throw in it? Maybe we should hold it down a little more. And then let's aim for this window. See if it breaks through. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the glass flies out. And oh, that was a frag grenade. My bad. Sorry, people who may have been up there. Didn't realize that. But I wasn't really paying attention. But either way, you can see how it's pretty cool. It's an entire little. It's a pretty dense town. I'd say it's not as dense as something like Pochinki or Yas, but it's kind of a little bigger than. It's almost like a Malta. It's a little more spread out than Malta too. Maybe more like Gatka. Really, it's like a Gatka that just has some more buildings in it. So yeah, you can see that we have toilets in this version. We have bathtubs, large windows that you can jump out of, and a whole lot more. So my name's DerekG. Hopefully this video helped you out, just showing you what else is available in the TIMI training mode. And again, like I said earlier in this video, this is why I feel that this training mode needs to be, I don't know, it needs to be implemented in global, or I would like to see it implemented at least. Because I think that you could really practice your mechanics. You could learn so much just through oh man, the smoke is going off in the air. But you can learn so much through doing something like this, you know, practicing in this sort of environment where you can, like I said, you can practice your peeking skills. You can practice your, you know, hiding in buildings, jumping from building to building, climbing onto the roof, and a lot more. So, and of course, if you die, I don't have a frag grenade, but if you die, all that happens is that you go back to the respawn point. So let's see, actually, let's just go ahead and loot one of these just so I can show you guys what happens. And then basically you drop a crate too. So if you were playing with your friends and you die, then they can loot your stuff, and vice versa. So let's see. I think we'll climb up here. There's a Uzi. Trying to find a grenade, but I don't see. Oh, there's one. Frag grenade. Okay, perfect. So if we take this frag grenade, let's just see too. Man, I like these graphics. Like I say, guys, I don't know if maybe it's just me, but these graphics are pretty good. Can I climb up onto the railing? There we go. Oh, this is a little sketchier than on the global version. Let's see if we can actually jump up on that or not. Here we go. This is how you're supposed to be able to do it. Let's see if we can. Interesting. All right. I thought that this would be simple, but so for those of you wondering what I'm doing, on the global version, you can jump up on the thin part of the door. You climb up onto the door, then you can climb up onto the gutter, and then onto the roof, and that gives you a pretty neat advantage, or perspective on enemies. But maybe on the TIMI version, I'm doing it wrong, or maybe it just doesn't exist. So either way, let's go ahead and instead of shooting the ground, let's swap to our grenade. Man, look at those shadows and textures and stuff. This is cool. So here we go. Here comes a grenade, and there, we're dead. Perfect. So now I'll show you that indeed you respawn here. So you respawn right where you actually spawn into training mode. And unfortunately, you do lose all your equipment. So, it's kind of like a war mode almost, but obviously there's no objective here. You're just practicing. But let's go over here and I'll show you one last final thing before we close up the video, that indeed you do drop, like I was saying, you do drop your gear. So if you kill your friend who has the AWM or has some decent weapon that you got from the shooting range over there, or that you looted in one of these houses, then you can loot the weapon from him. So you can see here is the crate. That's what we had before, the VSS, the pump shotgun, all the armor and stuff, and everything else that I dropped. So there you have it. My name is DerekG. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for tons more PUBG Mobile content. I hope to see you on the battlefield soon or in my Discord server, which I'll leave a link to down below.